Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the Stop the Nonsense show. I'm your host, Jim Garrett, and this is where we're going to be talking about things that just tick you off, things that just grind your gear, and you want to say something about it. Times you can't. Maybe it's not kosher or PC. You say something in front of coworkers, friends, maybe even at with your family at home. You just don't want to open a can of worms, but you got to say something. Um, Maybe it's just somebody on the opposite side who you just don't want to ruffle their feathers, but you just want to say, stop the nonsense. So that's what this show is going to be about. And I think we're going to start it on a light topic as we progress with the podcast and the shows. We'll get into more deeper things. Or I think I will say things that might even ruffle your feathers, but I still think we should stop the nonsense. There's so many things in this world that are just nonsense, and we just got to stop it. Stop it, please. So, for our first topic, let's talk about price of eggs in China, or maybe more like price of eggs in America. I'm talking about the economy. LOL. Yes, you heard me. The economy. Well, especially in the recent weeks and months where we've just gone through the election process and the economy was the forefront topic, right? Everybody's like, the economy sucks and we got to get the country back on track, and the economy sucks, the economy sucks. Well, my friends, can you explain the economy? Explain the economy to me. Go ahead. I don't think most average Americans can explain the economy. Yeah, but everybody's saying it sucks. And even those who can't explain it, maybe you can explain it. Well, it reminds me of the commercial, the Progressive commercial, where everybody's standing around the kitchen table and the little kid asks, what's the economy? And the adults or the grown-ups are saying, well, it's the supply and it's the demand and uh, what isn't the economy? And the kid just shakes his head and walks away and says, I'll just look it up. The economy is very complex, right? It's not that simple, you would think. And if everybody's complaining how horrible the economy is doing, why can't people explain it? It should be pretty simple, right? If it's that simple to explain it. Is the economy the stock market? Well, arguably the stock market has a lot to do with a lot of things, right? Businesses do well, the stock market goes up. Businesses do horrible, stock market comes down. Generally speaking, the stock market is somewhat of a strong indicator of the stock market. Yeah, you may not have stocks, or maybe you do. You may not have 401k, or maybe you do. And yeah, when the economy does well, so does your stocks and your 401k. And if you don't have those, your boss probably does, or your boss's business does, or the company does, and they are tied into the economy or the stock market, right? The Dow Jones goes up and down. So is that the economy? Guess what? If that's a strong indicator of the economy, the stock market's been breaking records for the past couple of years. In fact, it gained 10,000 points. The Dow Jones gained 10,000 points since Trump left office. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Bidenist or a Democrat or even a trumpeter. This is not about politics. And I'm not saying the economy is doing great. Don't get me wrong. Sure, the economy needs to do better. Totally agree with that. But if you can't explain it, or if the average American can't explain it, why are they bitching and moaning about the economy? You know what I think the economy is? And they're not willing to say it or even think about it, maybe haven't thought about it. I'm saying it's the price of eggs. The price of eggs in America, my friends. That's where the economy is at. That's your indicator. It has nothing to do with the housing market, which has simmered down. Inflation rate has come down. And guess what? Even unemployment has been at historic lows. We all have heard it. What, 3%? I think it's around 3 to 4% right now. It's a great place to be when it comes to unemployment. The consumer spending confidence index is an all-time high, and that's where people are like, yeah, they're spending. They're confident that they can spend instead of, putting their money under their mattress at home. They're spending. They're like, yeah, I have a job. I'm doing good. I'm doing okay. I can go buy some things. And in fact, um, the indicators are we're going to be spending even more than last year come this Christmas. And that's all showing a strong economy. So why are people saying the economy sucks? You know what is an indicator and has been doing poorly lately? Price of eggs, my friends. The price of freaking eggs. They doubled and tripled in price. They've come down a little bit lately, I've noticed. And also the price of chicken, which came first, right? So maybe we're eating the chickens and the prices are going up. We don't have as many chickens. The prices have gone up and they can't lay the darn eggs. So the price of eggs has gone up. There's your economy, right? But good heavens, if you can't, or the average American can't explain the price of, or the economy, where, like I said, most indicators are doing great or well, at least well. They're not doing horribly. Why is the country going down the toilet? Why is the country doing so horribly with the economy? I'm saying it's the price of eggs, my friends. That's where it's at. So next time somebody's talking about the economy and you want to nod your head, yeah, yeah, the economy sucks. Think about it. If you can't explain the economy, tell them to stop the nonsense because most average people can't either. And I'm saying you should tell them it's the price of eggs. That's where the economy indicator is at, my friends. The price of eggs and the chickens, throw that in there too. If those prices come down, I'm saying the economy is doing better. If those prices keep going up, sure, the economy is doing horrible, despite all those other indicators that are doing so well, um, and not horrible. In fact, that's where we want to be. You got to have a balance with everything. And think about it, the price of things are not always going to stay down, right? I mean, a gallon of milk is not 50 cents like it used to be when our parents were buying milk or grandparents. Things will go up. But when they go up a lot, like the price of eggs, now we know something's wrong, right? Now we're going to rustle our feathers and clock maybe a little bit louder. So all I'm saying is stop the nonsense. Everybody's saying the economy this, and the economy sucks when most average people can't even explain it. But I think we all understand the price of eggs, right? So there you have it, my friends. I'm saying stop the nonsense. It's all about the price of eggs. That's where the economy is, and that's where it's at. When people talk about it, talk to them about the price of eggs. Next time you go to the grocery store, take a look at the price of eggs and keep track of it because that's where the economy's at. There you have it, my friends. Thanks for tuning in and listening to the Stop the Nonsense show. And stay tuned. I'm going to be talking about similar topics, and we'll keep it light before we get to heavier things that probably going to ruffle your feathers too. Trust me, I have a lot of things that I want to yell at to everybody to stop the nonsense. And I hope when you hear it, you might nod your head in approval and say, I agree. I've been wanting to say that myself. So thanks again. I'm your host, Jim Garib, and thanks for listening to the Stop the Nonsense show.